A public meeting is just getting underway at this hour to talk about the plans to do a major expansion of the Ochsner Hospital main campus on Jefferson Highway.
Well, tonight until 8 o'clock in the hospital's Monroe Hall, neighbors will get to see these renderings of what the new Children's Hospital building will look like and how that area around it will be transformed. And now we have two reports on this issue tonight, beginning with Meg Ferris, who gives us a first look at those plans.
A children's hospital already exists within the Ochsner main campus on Jefferson Highway. So why are they planning to add 340,000 square feet to create a dedicated space for young patients?
We've had trouble in the past year. There have been times when at least 25% or 30% of the patients that we get a call about a transfer, we're unable to take care of those patients because of capacity constraints.
The expansion will go on the land already owned and vacant next to Ochsner on the side upriver of the main campus tower. Inpatient, ER, ICU, and step-down bed capacity will all increase, as will space for high-risk pregnancies and sick newborns. Even though there are 3 other pediatric hospitals in the state, Ochsner said it's the only one in the state that performs complicated procedures that brings in young patients from the region, country, and around the world.
This will allow us to have a patient and family experience in a dedicated pediatric facility that we know will match the quality of the care that we're providing.
The hospital says it has taken the concerns from several neighborhood public forums and will address them.
We're actually going to improve drainage through this project with more retention on site. We'll be able to retain over 400,000 gallons of water on the site underground during a storm event. And that's the equivalent of about, a foot of water across an entire football field.
There will be a new pocket park and plans to replace old-growth trees with new substantial ones.
We know that hospitals are 24/7. Look, we've got a lot of patients. We've got a lot of employees. We've got, ambulances. We know this. So we make every effort to be good neighbors and have plans in place to mitigate that impact.
Now, the timeline. They'll go before the Planning Advisory Board in September, the Parish Council in October for approval, groundbreak the beginning of 2025, and start seeing patients in 2027. I'm Meg Ferris, and that's the perspective from Ochsner. Now, for the neighborhood and parish side, we go to a report from Rachel Hanley.
Outside Ochsner's Jefferson Highway campus, resentment has been building for a long time.
Light pollution that we've dealt with, noise pollution that we've dealt with.
Debbie Wright-Braden says the hospital system has already changed her formerly quiet neighborhood for the worse. She and her neighbors are worried another expansion would bleed their streets dry.
This is a residential neighborhood. This is not the area for that.
Wright-Braden is the vice president of the Old Jefferson Community Association. It represents the strip of houses between Deckbar and Betts Avenues Ochsner plans to demolish. No one lives in them because Ochsner has been buying them up for years. Besides the extra light, traffic, and noise that would come from the Children's Hospital, neighbors are worried their own houses could be next.
A lot of these homes are pre-World War II and built right after World War II.
Greens Hospital, yellow is single-family homes.
The parish councilman for this district, Dino Bonanno, says he's reached some new compromises with Ochsner. He'll present them at Wednesday's meeting. The biggest is that he says Ochsner has agreed not to buy any more houses in the neighborhood.
I would expect that to be indefinitely. I can't say what's going to happen 50 years from now, but we're going to get that in writing from them.
He says Ochsner has also agreed to scrap plans for a hotel along River Road and has agreed to have some property in the area that's already zoned for hospital be rezoned for housing and shops.
We need to get as many concessions out of this as possible because the other properties are already zoned hospital. This would not come to me for a decision if they wanted to move it elsewhere. And that's what people have to understand.
He says Ochsner will also add some new features to the neighborhood that are meant to help with quality of life. That includes a green corridor from the neighborhood to the levee and a small park here at the corner of Deckbar Avenue and River Road. Still, neighbors say nothing could replace what will be lost if the project moves forward.
I don't know really what sort of concessions would make this pill go down easier, because it basically is dramatically and irrevocably changing the fabric of this neighborhood.
And that won't change no matter what happens at the meeting. Rachel Handley, WWL Louisiana.
And again, that meeting just started. It's scheduled to go till 8 on the first floor of Monroe Hall on Ochsner's Jefferson Highway campus.